I cried even more because that's not what I wanted to hear. Like, that's not what I wanted to hear at all. When I went to God, I was speaking my truth on how I really felt. And I didn't have to do that because he already knew me inside and out. But that's just how I felt, and I felt like that's what was appropriate to speak on. However, he ended up saying to me, to Kara, he said, this is for me and you. We're doing 2025, just me and you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, that's not bad, you know. That's not bad, he never let me down, but okay, all right, whatever. So I cried and I cried and I cried, but it was like tears of sadness because it was like, dang, I've really got to do this long journey, something I was avoiding for years, okay? For years, I was avoiding being alone. And when he expressed that to me, that hurt it. But at the same time, I felt a little comfort that I just wasn't going to be doing it alone, that I'm really going to be doing it this time with somebody that really loves me and loves me for me, you know. So that brought a little comfort to me. Now, fast forward to, I was on the phone with a friend of mine, and I was like, yeah, you know, I ain't gonna date for like a year. I'm just dating myself for like a year, whatever. And I heard something in me say, try 3 years. We're doing 3 years. And I said, whoa. That hurted my heart just hearing that. Like, what? I'm in the next 2 months, I'm about to be 32. And you want me to do 3 years alone? I already had 2 kids. By the time you send the person for me, I'm gonna be 35. I'm like, who's gonna want me at that age? Like, I always imagined and pictured my man as somebody that I'm like, we're building together. We're building, like, you know. So I'm like, who want to build me at 35? Like, you know. So I was a little discouraged. I was hurt, but I was excited and blessed that I can now hear God a little bit more. Because that was something I prayed for, just to hear him talk to me, speak to me, pour into me in a way that I can't even pour into myself. Baby. I don't know God's plans for me. And I don't plan on interrupting no plans he has for me, okay? Everything God is doing for me, I'm grateful for it. I love it. I love him. Will I continue to second guess what he's doing? Heck no. There's a purpose behind it all. And I'm just gonna keep going and keep striving for the best, aiming for the best. But when I say what I mean, when I say what I mean, when I mean what I say, I gotta release. This chapter of my life is release. Release. I have to release all this pain. And I want to start where it has started, because cycles is real. Cycles are real, you guys. Like, seriously, it's so real. Family, when I say it's so real, you can be a person that go through things and you know how to push it in the back of your mind, or you just know how to let it go. You could be one of those people that be out of sight, out of mind, you know? I thought I was one of those people, like I was, but I don't know what it was. It was like once when I had hit 30, it was like all trauma I went through came out, smacked me all at once, and I was like, whoa, 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 you know, crying, so emotional, didn't know what to do with the feelings that I was feeling. I did not know what to do. Still right now, I don't know what to do. Only thing I know to do with this is talk about it, you know, because again, I got kids that's coming behind me. I don't want them healing from me. I don't want them healing, you know, go through something with someone and wait until they around my age and start healing from that, you know. And baby, if you're going through anything like that, go. A lot of people don't like therapy. Shoot, I ain't like it at one time myself. Now, I'll never forget the lady, Miss Deborah. I had let her go. That was my goodness. She was the best therapist I ever had in my life. And I had let her go because I was in an abusive relationship. I was getting high off of Molly, smoking weed, drinking non-stop. At one point in time, I used to wake up at 2, 3 in the morning. Instead of drinking a cup of water, I was taking a shot to clench my throat, my thirst, and then go right back to bed. Like, I was going through a lot. And Miss Deborah used to tell me, you got to leave him, you know. And my probation officer at that time kept telling me, you have to leave him. But I didn't know how. For some reason with him, I felt loved and secure. I felt secure, like I felt like he was my protector, that he loved me, and I didn't know how to leave, you know. My kids watching me get my tail beat by him, that was one way to help me leave. Being threatened with going, like getting locked up and not, oh, you're not going to jail, you're going to prison this time, because I was on probation at that time. So being threatened with that, and it was more so like the separation from my kids, being separated from my kids, that was the worst pain I ever felt in my life, and I did not want to go through that again. But the icing on the cake for me was when the last time he beat my tail, it was like a time travel for me. I didn't remember my dad beating on women as a child until that last time he beat my tail. And when he was beating me, I couldn't fight back. Any other time I would fight back. I couldn't fight back because it was like as he was doing it, my mental was traveling to my childhood. And I remember it was my son screaming, you know, for me and for him to get off of me. And we kept yelling, stop, stop, stop. That time travel, that's what took me down that time travel. My son screaming, you know, saying all that. And that was what took me down the time travel. And it took me to when my dad was beating on a ex of his, and I was screaming at him, Daddy, stop, stop, stop. And I was crying. And once when he stopped beating on me, all me and my son could do was hug. My daughter, she was so young, we was hugging too, but she didn't know what was going on. My son still to this day remember everything that that man did to me. And going through that with that guy, again, I put it in the back of my head. I'm like, whatever, it's over. That was my icing on the cake. Oh, and the fact that he constantly kept cheating. It was a lot of icings. It was a lot of icings. Outside of the other woman, him putting a gun in my head, because him getting caught with another woman. It was the time travel with my dad beating other women. That was my flashback, and that was what it was for me to let me know to carry this time to go. But however, my past trauma did not start coming in effect into my life and started hitting me hard until I turned 30. At one point in time, people used to call me mean. I didn't really show no emotions because I didn't know how to. But when I hit 30, I didn't know how to not cry. Like, I didn't know how to stop crying, is what I'm trying to say. I did not, I couldn't. I tried, but I couldn't stop crying because I was hurting. And the guy's secret, big props to him. When he came in my life, it was really good for me because I was hurting, but I was hiding my hurt behind, keep getting, putting my clothes on, doing my hair, get my kids dressed and doing their hair, get my son haircut, and taking them out on dates and just pouring into my kids. But when Secret came into my life, he helped me realize that I'm not delusional, and I needed that. Because when you grow up with a narcissist and a compulsive liar, and then when you deal with a narcissist and a compulsive liar, they tend to make you feel like and think that you are delusional when you're not. And dealing with Secret, like before dealing with Secret, when I was with my ex that used to beat on me and everything, one thing I can say, I don't support drugs or doing them or anything. However, I can be honest and say without God, I wouldn't have made it this far, number one. Number two, me doing Molly has, it has opened me back up in a way. It opened me, not back up, it had opened me up in a way where it's though like, okay, you're not crazy. I was feeling things that I didn't think I was supposed to be feeling. It was signs, like spirit was talking to me, my ancestors was talking to me. I started seeing dreams. And it's so crazy because I have not ever in life remembered dreams as much as I did around those times. And it was like I started seeing stuff. And, I went through a lot, okay? But however, look at me trying to hop off the topic. I'm gonna just leave that topic for another day. And when I do, because the day is gonna come, because I'm at that point like, listen, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hurt anyone, not nobody in my family, not my mom, not my dad, not my grandparents, not my uncles, my aunts, my brothers, you know, I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just would like to release the hurt that's deep down inside of me, you know. That's all it is for me. I am tired of living with this pain, and in order for me to get to Takara, to get to know Takara and understand Takara, I have to release this. I have to let it go. I do. And I know people will say, "Oh, you're 32 years old and you don't know yourself." I was raised to not listen to yourself, because yourself gonna get you up, okay? I was the type of child that you know how people be so into school and stuff like that. I love school. Let me not say I don't. I love school, but growing up, I was scared to learn, because the minute I would say something wrong, my dad would beat my tail. So I didn't really care to learn anything in school because I was too scared to get beaten. So I didn't really care. I didn't. I would just do whatever I can to remember, you know, just know what he's gonna ask and just remember it, and boom, get myself out of trouble. Boom, there we go. But good grades, yeah, I had them. I ain't gonna say my stuff was the best, but however, school as a child wasn't for me, because I've always been that child at a young age. I listened to how I felt, and I felt like how I was feeling was way more important than what was being taught in school. I always felt like when I'm learning in school, it's not gonna help me later on. I don't know why I felt like that, but that's just how I felt. And I know I'm bouncing around. I apologize, y'all. I apologize, but I'm here to say I'm doing this with fear, y'all. I'm a little nervous about this, because again, I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want nobody to think I'm coming off as, oh, I'm being judgmental, oh, she just so soft, she don't know I am soft, okay? That's one thing I always learned. I knew that about myself as a child. I'm soft. But living with my dad, I had to be the one of those girls that walk around with I had to be her. I had to be. I was forced to be. I was forced to be that child. Did I ever want to be her? Hell no. Heck no. 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 Anybody ever know me? From a child on to now, they always tell me that girl always been bougie. And I'm just learning that about myself. My aunt had to say, it was somebody, my first time ever hearing that I was bougie is when I was living in a shelter. And the people kept saying, oh, she think her kids better than everybody. She's so bougie, da da da. And I'm like, what? I don't think I'm better than everybody because I don't give about everybody. I'm just worried about my goddamn self. I didn't care about them. I was just worried about me, how I felt, and making me and my kids look good made me feel good, you know? So I didn't care for all that. But however, recently, someone had said up their mouth that I'm bougie. And I was talking to my aunt about it, and she was like, Takara, you are bougie. You always been bougie as a child. And I'm like, what? I'm like, no, I haven't. She like, yes, you have, Takara. Like, and it made me start going back. Like, hold up. I gotta close my eyes and time travel back there. And then I had to think about it as a child. I have always been bougie. I have always knew and felt like I am the stuff, you know? I always felt like that. And I know that my grandmom didn't like that about me. She used to tell me that all the time. You think you better than everybody? No, I just think I'm the stuff. That's it. I ain't worried about nobody else. I don't care about them. Just me. And it was like my dad used to, in a way, it's like he knew how his mom felt about me, but it was like he was trying to beat it out of me or something. I don't know, like, okay? Because he was going through his own things, hurting in his own ways. And it took me now as an adult and for Spirit to talk to me and say to me, you know, yeah, you're hurting, but, you know, did you ever think about what he went through or what he was going through? And Secret said and asked me the same thing, and I was like, am I supposed to really care? Like, now that when you're a parent, it's one thing when you ain't no parent and you time traveling on thinking about certain things, but it's a difference when you are now a parent. You just be like, how? How could you do that? Like, how could you think like that? How could you view me like that? How could you neglect me like that? How could you abuse me like that? You know, it's you just start asking how and why, you know? I'm at a place where it's though I'm not gonna say I don't care for the why, because again, Spirit took me back and had me time travel and showed me that my dad was hurting. But me, on the other hand, is like, now what am I supposed to do with this hurt? I'm doing whatever I can to get therapy, but I'm just not finding my right match. You know, my last therapist, she was a really good person. However, in the middle of our sessions, you taking phone calls, but you ending the session on time was crazy. You know, we in the middle of our therapy session, and it's like I just wanted her to teach me how to release, or you know, just teach me, help me. Like, you know, in therapy it's supposed to be like a back and forth, but with this last therapist I had, it wasn't that. It was just like she was just wanted me to keep pouring and talking, and it's like, I need feedback. You know, I'm one of those, like, I need feedback. I want feedback and constructive criticism. I'm fine with that. You know, I love constructive criticism because I'm the type of person, sometimes I don't know nor see my wrong. So constructive criticism is very good for me, so I can know, see, and understand my wrong. You know, I would like to understand. You know, I just wanna just be well-rounded when it comes to it all. So I'm here to say, I made this channel but I think it's about to take a different path, because you're about to see the good and the ugly. Like, and to my family, whenever they do get a chance to see this, I am not here to hurt you. I was just watching B. Simone all night long while I was at work, 10-hour shift. And I I just love listening to her because it's like, dang, it reminds her voice, not the sound of her voice, but her openness and that I don't give a F attitude. That was me at one point in time in my life, but then I was taught that I can't live like that. My dad, like, you know, whatever. So, however, her and I believe her name was Chrissy, the one that be cooking. Yeah, so I'm gonna try her plate one day. However, she was speaking on her, you know, past traumas and stuff like that. Chrissy was speaking on her past traumas, and she mentioned something that hit home, and then this is what made me come and start making my videos. When she said, I'm not here to hurt anyone when I talk about my trauma, but my trauma is my trauma, and that's my truth, and your trauma is your truth. You know, there's always a different light, a different angle on everybody's situation, okay? So again, I'm not here to hurt anyone. I'm just here to release my truth. That's all I'm here to do. Because I am tired of hurting. I got 2 little ones watching me hurt, watch me cry, watch me pray and cry at the same time. Watch me pour out into these journals. Everybody say journal and write it down. It's not working for me anymore. I did that. It's time for me to speak up on my truth. Because I know it's somebody out here that's going through the same thing. It could be maybe you're younger than me, the same age as me, or you're older than me. Somebody's going through it. Seriously. I just learned last weekend that trauma is in my family so deep, it's crazy. I was talking to my great-grandmom about how my dad used to do certain things to me. And that lady said to me, that's it? And I'm in my head, the heck you mean is that it? Like, I was baffled by the comment. But, however, I ended up finding out later on that same weekend why she made that comment. She used to get beat on too. That was her life as well. The difference between me and her, she stayed and I left. But it's just like, I just want to be the one to break it. And I feel like I am. One thing she kept saying to me was, Takara, Spirit is with you, God is with you, you're the chosen one. And I've been hearing that a whole lot lately. A whole lot. But for 2024 when I started to discover myself more, understand myself more, and do what I was taught not to do, and that's listen to myself, listen to how I feel on the inside, my gosh, baby, I'm not gonna stop. And this channel, it probably is gonna hurt, you know, some people. But I'm not here to hurt nobody. I'm here to release and grow. And to touch anybody else that's went through what I went through, that's going through what I'm going through. Because trust me, I have a lot to talk about. A lot. Not just about being abused. I'm talking about not just being, you know, neglected and all that, and, you know, relationships, being locked up, you know. It's a lot. But I need to unpack it to discover who I truly am. I'm not saying you have to go on this journey with me. I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying pass it on to the next person that really needs it, you know? And leave the judgments at home. What God say? Before you throw that rock and that stone at me, baby, throw it at yourself first. Don't throw it at me, because I'm not here to hurt nobody. I'm here to educate myself and to educate others. For the woman that's like me, that see, a red flag and turn it green. I'm here to educate her. For the kids that's going through things that, I'm here to educate them. As well as I'm continuing to educate myself and my kids. I just want to touch people in the most powerful way that I can. And for some reason, I feel like my pain is my power at this time, because I've been harbored this pain for so long. I don't know. I'm not gonna say I don't know why I've held it in. I do know. But I'm gonna go through this. I'm gonna work through it. And I'm here to help anybody that need help, just like I needed help. If I'm the type of person, if you ask me something and I don't know, I'm gonna just tell you, hey, babe, I don't know, but I will give you my advice, and it's up to you. I'm not gonna say take my advice on it, but I'm just say, hey, I don't know. I'm not the kind of woman like, okay, I don't have a man at this time, so you can't come to me and say, how do I keep this man? I don't know. But what I can do is tell you how you can lose a man, because I lost him a couple times. Do I blame myself for losing him? No. Because one thing I've learned by God and through God and what He has said to me is that none of them came and asked me for you. But you constantly kept asking me for them and praying for them. They didn't do that, So we're here to release. This chapter is release. And if you pass release, I congratulate you. I do. You have some advice to give? Bring it on in, boo. I need it all. I don't turn down no help, no advice, nothing. Okay? I turn nothing down. Do I discriminate? Hell no. I don't discriminate on nothing. Okay? Why? Because your story is yours. Mine is mine. I'm here to learn. And learning is a good time for me, boo. Okay? I love to learn. So, this is really about to be a start and a new beginning. Even though I know this is the beginning. But the way I was coming before was so freaking fake. But this right here is so authentic. It's no shorts, no cuts, no edits. If it's more than one video, it's because I got a phone call or alarm or something stopped the video, something, my kids, something, but this is me. This is the beginning of rebuilding me to get to where I need to be, to get to, who God called me to be. And I just feel like I need to speak my truth. But I love you, family. My facial is done, nice and shiny. Fresh off of work, fresh out the shower. And I'll be back to talk to y'all after I lotion my body down. Have a great day.